Has there ever been as good of a time to be a WWE fan as of right now? Especially if you look at the last 10 years. Me, the guy who shouted the payoff. Well, formerly known as Tubby Emu, the guy that shouted about the payoff. I am Eric Emanuel, and WWE is heading into this year's WrestleMania with some of the hottest fever we've ever had, and that fever revolves around Sami Zayn. Club Sami is all the rage these days. Everybody wants Sami Zayn's push, and it's so similar to Daniel Bryan's push. That summer of 2014 is some of the most magical wrestling I think fans of this business has ever got to see. From SummerSlam, where it was ripped away from Daniel Bryan getting to be there live in person because of the WWE video game, to ultimately getting his hopes and dreams dashed at WWE Fastlane 2015 by the man in the ring, Roman Reigns. Now, I have a top 5 video coming out about the things they could do instead of this match that is just as big of a storyline. But before I get into that, I just wanted to play the damn match. I just wanted to have some fun and sit down and talk with you guys because it's not something I've been doing. I've not played tons of WWE 2K22 heading into WWE 2K23. I've made matches, I've started, I've stopped, I've worked on some stuff, but it's kind of like watching WWE this year for the Bloodline. I totally understand why every single person on my Twitter feed constantly raves about Sami Zayn and the Bloodline, so much so they're getting Emmy talks now. Could you imagine that? Could you picture that from the last 10 years of WWE storytelling? That they would be getting an Emmy? That they should be even nominated for a storyline that is so damn good and not pandering, with a part-timer coming back to steal the spotlight? That's pretty incredible to think about. So when you go into this year's WrestleMania, and I'm going, you know what? I actually don't want the match that's happening in the ring. There are many other matches that I think would give us the payoff that we so rightly desire. Because as much as we want Sami Zayn to topple it, what happens from there? And that's the biggest question I think wrestling fans have to ask themselves. What is the best in the long term? Because that WWE Fastlane 2015 pay-per-view, that made me rage and go to the internet and say, I'm canceling my WWE Network subscription. And I did. I was one of those people. I went nuts. I canceled it, and then I borrowed my buddy's password and shared it, and did that for the longest time. And then they never actually cracked down, but then years later, they finally did crack down to only allow 2 live people at a time. And now Netflix is doing the same. So as I just play this game and I'm just enjoying it, I'm thinking the possibility of a Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns match. As much as Cody Rhodes and Roman sounds amazing, I just have to imagine, what if the brothers are enough? What if the Usos reunite? What if it is Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, the thing that we said isn't enough? I mean, all year, it honestly seems like that's where it could be headed. And I don't mean that to pander to you guys and insult your intelligence and say it could have been much more. Because I know deep down what you want is what you want. It's like when my girlfriend watches reality TV and I'm watching it for the reality show aspect of a producer. She's watching it for the drama because it's just damn good television. And WWE at its best was just damn good television. You didn't care, you didn't overthink, you just watched it. You were entertained. And that's what this WWE storyline has just been. You haven't had to overthink it. You just had to have fun. You got to see Sami Zayn be this guy that has gone from a background character in WWE the last 7 years, while his best friend Kevin Owens went and ultimately got crowned a champion by Triple H. You had to see him work with guys like Sami Zayn and ultimately chase after an IC title, but meanwhile, we always knew deep down he was capable of much more, that he could hold that Universal title. Meanwhile, he's now giving interviews saying, maybe it's not right for my storyline. Meanwhile, he faced a guy like Johnny Knoxville at WrestleMania and said he had the time of his life. Meanwhile, when it was first announced, some of us hardcore fans complained and were upset. But deep down at the heart of professional wrestling, Sami's happy. He's been with the company. He's one of the top stars. He's now in the top storyline 5 or 7 years into the company. So regardless of what happens in the Sami Zayn, Roman Reigns saga line in the WWE, the one thing we can keep in mind and be hopeful for is Sami seems pretty happy. And the storyline seems to get better and better and keep sucking us in. So the old Eric, the old Tubby that would have been coming to you in this video complaining and saying, WWE better do this or they better not do that. No, there are so many ways they could go this year. And frankly, I don't care. Because like Rick Rubin said, the guy that founded Def Jam Records, the guy that makes instrumental music that we listen to and remember times in our life and make us feel things, the guy that creates the storylines, just like Vince McMahon, who says, yeah, but when I listen to that music, I don't think about the time and place because that's detrimental to the future. I look forward. And that's what WWE's doing. So I have an open mind. If we end up getting a tag team with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn taking on the Usos and Roman Reigns stomping him out and Cody Rhodes ultimately overcoming and beating Roman Reigns for the title, well, guess what? Cody Rhodes' dad, Dusty Rhodes, led NXT, and Sami and Kevin wouldn't have been in WWE without him. Every storyline has its payoff, and we just have to wait and see what it is for this one. Until next time, it's Eric Emanuel, and when the pen hits the paper, any storyline can become a reality. Until next time, we will see you all later.